So whatever you want to look at today, I am totally down for whatever. So I guess we could just start off with this. Is like normally in my sessions when we start off, I want to ask them like, what do you hope to get out of the session? Do you have any questions? Any things you don't understand, and so on. So I guess for you do you have any questions in regards to that?
I guess the main thing that I'm looking to get out the session is expanding my game sense. I feel like when I lose or when I take like a tough loss, I just don't know what I could have done better, and I don't know how to improve on that.
Sure. So you're looking for like the general, like, what do I do when, a bad match happens or loss? Like, how do I actually like improve myself beyond that? Okay.
Yeah.
I will say it's pretty hard to have like in the moment awareness. So I think everyone, like, there's always gonna be times where you're like, I fed, like I messed up, I misused my CD or I missed a shot or whatever like that. Like that's
Yeah.
but like I think like bigger picture, like, I missed position or I misread the matchup or I could have used the CD that way. I think it's a lot harder in the moment, regardless of how, whether you're a coach or whether you're a player or Overwatch League or Grandmaster or whatever. It's like, I think it's always hard to do this. So I think the assumption always needs to be that there's something that you could have done better in the match. That just goes without saying.
Yeah.
And then if you want something specific or you want to know, like, really, what could I have done better? You need to be able to self-aud review, right? And sadly, that takes work and that also takes practice. So, for example,
I self-VOD and I see like the obvious stuff, like, I just missed all my shots or I just missed my slam, for example.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't see like the major things or the smaller things that can make me do.
Sure. Sure. No, I 100% understand what you're saying. And part of it might just be that you don't understand the game well enough to be able to coach yourself on that. And it could also be that you don't have the experience looking for those kind of things as well.
Yeah.
So what I would like to do, if this works for you, is I'd like to, in a review today, address that question while we're reviewing. Like, I'd like you to practice reviewing yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk about that, being self-aware of the problems that you're making, mistakes that you're making. Anything else? Any other questions about like your training schedule, hero pool, mentality, anything else? Because it's your session now, so you've taken over.
My team, we've been playing the SIG comp recently.
Yeah.
Obviously, just because people are just forcing the mirror.
Yeah.
I just have like general questions about the mirror matchup. So there's I think in the VODs there's one of those. So I will just get there when we get there, I guess.
Okay, sounds good. No other questions?
No.
Well, zoom. Let's go. So what code do you want to start with?
We can start with the N1.
Okay.
Right,
what rank are you? Remind me.
I am GM4 right now.
Okay.
And this is a collegiate game.
Yep.
Is this being recorded, by the way?
It is.
All right.
You're good to go. Yep. I'll have it sent to you tomorrow. Well, actually, no. I'll have it sent to you in 2 days. But I will get it to you. Yeah. Okay. So, you said this is a collegiate match?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, what is your goal? Do you have any communicational goals, individual goals, personal goals with this character at the moment?
With Doomfist, I feel like it's hard for me to recognize when I just need to like hold space versus when I just need to like press my buttons and go for the kill. Like right here, I kind of int because I didn't scout out the comp and I get walled.
Yep.
But I feel like often I go in because I get excited and I see that they use cooldowns and they're scared, and then I start feeding.
Gotcha. So you're already aware of at least one of your errors then.
Yeah.
So you are self-aware of something beyond, I missed that CD. You're like, I didn't read the comp. I get a little bit too eager with engaging. Okay. I mean, that's something that you could and you should practice. So I would like to do this differently, where I'm going to ask more questions than normal and kind of let things go a little bit. So if you don't know the answer, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't think about it. I'm going to ask questions that you don't know the answer to, but you should think about it anyway.
Okay.
Let's go. What do you think? Didn't know comp, right?
I mean, yeah, I didn't know they were on meh.
How would you play this differently? Knowing what you know now.
I probably would have just stopped with the slam and just kept slam cycling. Like slam, punch out, and then just see what they do.
Sure. Seems good to me. Now you know what they're up to, so let's see how you respond. What do you think?
I think it was good, but I thought my Sombra was gonna hack the Lucio, so I didn't slam on the Sojourn here.
Does it matter really if you're not exactly on the right target?
No, I don't think so, but
Okay. Anything to say from that CD trade?
no, I think that went okay.
I think so too. Now, you have a pretty important decision to make here, and you're making it right now. What do you think of this decision?
Bad decision, I think.
So talk to me through it. So first off, why is it a bad decision?
Well,
Because obviously you don't punch, but you still lose the cooldown, so it sucks.
I feel like I should have kept pressuring the BAP here instead of just dropping onto the Mei. Because the Mei is the main thing that's gonna like just hold mouse one on me and make me stop moving and shit.
Sure. So
I didn't mean to curse,
you're good. You're good. So it's the wrong target, right? Wrong target.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question then is, why are you making this decision? You know it's bad, at least with hindsight. So what do you think is like causing you to just go in without thinking?
I think it's because I see my Tracer there. I know my Sombra's playing under, so I want to help them.
Okay. But you're thinking I need to be a bit more selfish with my value then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't get a lot of value here. I think I would have done more just being on that Sojourn.
Seems reasonable. And then this is irrelevant because the fight's lost. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the main takeaway for you? Was there you need to be more selfish with your target priority? Besides that, you think you play the fight okay?
Yeah, I don't think I threw.
Okay. So you haven't scouted comp. You have not played as selfish around your target priority. So far, going pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lots of things to pull away from this. Did you guys pause?
Yeah, we paused after that.
Anything worth pointing out?
Nah, he just DC'd, so free fight.
Yeah, true. Anything?
I just feed a little bit here.
Was it worth or not worth?
I think it was worth because they come back fast.
Okay. So it's not feeding.
Oh.
You gotta judge not the result. You gotta judge the intentions. You knew that you were taking a risk here, but you wanted to secure the kill. Was it worth? You say it's worth. It's not feeding.
Okay.
What do you think?
Just I missed the punch. I don't think I should have been there in the first place, but if I was gonna be there, I should have hit the punch.
Okay, so why should you not have been there in the first place?
Because we knew they had all 5.
And you used the CD to get in, and so you shouldn't be playing this close.
Yeah.
So where should you have been instead?
I probably should have either been with my Sombra or like above my Kiri.
Okay, so the question is if you knew that you shouldn't have been here, why are you here?
But probably was not thinking in the moment.
Not thinking of what in the moment?
My positioning. I was probably trying to force Emor with my Sombra because we knew they had all 5, so we want to take a fight early. But we probably should have just played to let them walk out and just do our thing when they walk.
Okay, so you weren't thinking about the ult plan when it came to just doing pressure. We forgot about it. Okay. You notice that we're coming up with a lot of things for you to work at, and I've done nothing but ask questions.
Yeah.
What do you think of that ult?
Can you replay it?
Sure.
I think it was fine.
I think so too. Obviously, that goes without saying that was good.
Yeah.
So, main takeaway so far from me, correct me if I'm wrong, you need to scout comp before we just int. You need to focus more on your selfish value, right? And less on like helping your teammates mid-fight, right?
Mhm.
And then you need to not forget the ult situation when you take an engage.
Yeah.
Anything else? I think those are the main three, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Coach Wunter. Doing good. I agree with all your points. What do you think?
I think that was good.
Why?
Well, they just walked away from me and used wall, so I get a free engage. Now that I'm watching it back, like my mechanics are so bad.
Why? Just out of practice or bad night's sleep?
I don't even think so. I think this was the second game of like a double header. We don't usually do like double headers.
Okay. Is that something that you can control or fix necessarily?
No, it was just a scheduling thing.
Okay, fair enough.
We don't usually do that.
Fair enough. So let's keep going here. Now you know what was called here. So what do you think?
For what it was, I think it was good.
Okay.
Because my Sombra, she called like the Sojourn was just out there, so I slam, I pressed on my buttons, and I mean we forced OC. I'm pretty sure they pressed other buttons, and we can get out fast. Like that slide, shout.
What do you think?
Bad.
I feel like
waited
you're
too long.
So was it just a mechanical error, or was it decision-making error, or a scouting error, or what?
I think that was honestly a mechanical error on the slam.
Okay.
That it just took me so long to come down.
What do you think?
This was good because I think we called to set up height, so we can just like shoot down at them.
What do you think?
I honestly don't know what I could have done there, to be honest. I think.
Why did you die? What did you die to? Let's start with that.
What did I die to? I think I was in May Freeze. Was I? No.
A little bit. Did you know that they had beat May?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So then, given the fact that they have beat May, as soon as they beat May, where should you disengage to?
My team, or I could just go up.
Okay. So where did you disengage to?
I went up. I just went straight up.
Something to keep in mind, right?
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind. It didn't feel like you were not expecting this ult bank to come in, and then you didn't know where to go. And so then you go nowhere and die. Now that sounds familiar because that's also what happened previous round, right?
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind. Mistake here. Okay, I've never seen, that is quite the ragdoll. Yeah, it just didn't seem like you were ready for the ult response. That's all.
So if they have like May beat, right? And we get a pick, should I still be playing like just playing my slam cycle?
You should. I think so. Because they can always turn that fight by pressing Q, right? Because if you dump your CDs, they press Q, you're dead. I mean, that's exactly what happened right there, right?
I think here we just call to fight to get ults out. It's cool for a touch. Probably shouldn't have punched the JQ because it doesn't really do anything, but
that's what I was thinking too. Because she waited for that punch.
Yeah.
It's again the old game. You notice that? So this fight is lost. Like, you know, there's no way that you're winning this fight regardless. But you know, something to consider. If you cancel JQ, maybe winnable. Maybe winnable. Any questions so far?
No.
Notice how simple this has been.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it takes practice. I think having somebody asking you these questions could be useful, but you're smart. What do you think?
Just mechanical skill issue. I think I got knifed or something.
Yeah, you got knifed, and then you need to respect the slam because like that knife is about to expire. So then she pulled it right as you slammed and killed it right there. And then you try to punch out into a pipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mechanical issue. Besides that, what do you think?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'd agree. Mechanics a little shaky here and there, but not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right? It's like you treat every fight as if it's a neutral. I guarantee you your brain is thinking, let's hard stuff this choke because Kitsune. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And the CD trade is like pretty reasonable, right? Like there's a lot of, like you're getting a lot of value here, but it doesn't matter because they had Mei and you didn't think.
Yeah.
At least you're consistent, you know?
Yeah.
At least so far. Nice job. Okay, let's keep going. Queen and beat. What do you think?
Let me watch it again. I should have stopped slam short. And then I just kind of get stuck in backline. And then I missed punch.
So ignore the mechanic stuff. Was just the slam placement not perfect or what?
The slam placement wasn't perfect, but I think the idea was okay.
Okay. What do you think?
This kind of got messy.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If they have beat, who should you be going for here?
I don't know.
Kind of tricky question.
Every time, yeah.
I kind of tricky question. With him low, I wouldn't even necessarily be against you trying to Ajax this. But I'm not sure if you were thinking that.
No.
Kind of tricky. But
So what should I do there?
well, you tell me. So this fight is probably difficult situation for sure. You're even.
Yeah.
They have beat. So what's the purpose of this? If you can't Ajax them, what's the purpose of this?
Kill or
Kill?
I don't know.
Sure, kill or force beat, right?
Yeah.
So then what's the problem with this slam?
I mean, I'm just shooting it into beat.
True. So what should you do instead of the slam?
Leave?
Maybe leave, right? You've done your job. At the very least, see if they start to focus you and then leave. If they don't focus you, then maybe you can read your slam and wait for the beat to expire, because now you could offensively slam. If you think this fight is still winnable, you could slam punch now, right? Probably not winnable, but yeah, just something to keep in mind. Sure. What do you think?
I think I should have known she would have teleported after she used Suzu. I think that's just like automatic, like slam punch.
Agreed. Bye, Celeste.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
You're doing really good. You're doing really good. So what are you seeing so far? Round 4. What are you seeing so far?
1, timing. 2, ult tracking.
What do you mean
like,
timing?
Knowing how to play around the ults. Like, I feel like I'm not on time with my team, kind of.
So what's the solution? What do you need to be doing better?
Calming better.
Calming what better?
Calming my slam, my cooldown cycle.
So
Because
just
sometimes
when you're pressuring, basically.
Yeah, basically when I'm pressuring, yeah.
Okay, makes sense. I've never seen this. Have you seen this before?
I've never seen that.
Beef toad?
Amazing.
That's amazing. Go ahead, sorry.
But yeah, I feel like it's gotten a bit better, but me and my Sombra or me and my Tracer, I feel like they're on a different cycle than me.
Okay. So communicating your cycle better. What else? You said ult tracking.
Yeah. Ult tracking.
You guys do ult track, right?
Oh yeah.
So what's the real skill that needs to be done better then for you?
Remembering thinking about it mid-fight.
Right. I wouldn't even say mid-fight. Before the fight starts, you should be thinking about how that ult track shifts your engage. I would say it's okay if you forget some of the ults mid-fight and things get messy. That's all right. You'll develop the skill. But it's unforgivable if your very first engage, you've already forgotten what ults they have.
Okay.
And that's happened several times, right? So start with that. Anything else? I think that's been mostly it, right? Maybe some mechanical issues here and there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, let's keep going. No questions?
No.
Okay. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea, but I'm just missing like the crucial punches.
I would agree. You're trying to force Suzu or force CDs so that Kitsune gets value, no?
Yeah.
I'd agree. Maybe a little bit rushed with that punch, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the job. Again, crucial punch missed there on the Mei. I assume this was a surprise, though.
The freeze, yeah.
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 But you know what? I'm not even mad about it because you've gone for your first CD cycle. And remember, we're trying to get you to track the first CD cycle of ults, right? Your first engage. If mid-fight crap happens, that's fine. Whatever. You're not there yet. So technically, she didn't have her ult yet. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. One battle at a time. What do you think?
I think it's pretty good.
I think so too. I love
I do have a question.
Please, go ahead.
When should I be like turning for the JQ instead of trading backline?
You tell me.
Or like in any like trading backline kind of comp, when should I be turning to appeal?
You tell me. So you choose to go for the JQ here. Why?
Because she drops on my Kiriko and I see she's super low.
Okay. So why would you not go for the Kiriko?
Because I feel like the Kiriko can't really do much if I just try to burst the JQ down.
Bottom right. You see it? What's she gonna do when you ult?
Right. Suzu.
Oh, best case scenario, right?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario?
She just leaves.
Just leaves, right? So
Mm.
this is guaranteed value. Because when you hit her, who's going to materialize?
Kiri
or Lucio or both. That's it. So I want you to focus on peeling when the backline that you're going for is just going to just walk away. You can get value elsewhere, fine. Most often than not, it's going to be about trading backlines. But versus a Kiri Lucio backline, as a Doomfist, it might be like when you can guarantee pressure the Kiri and force, but I wouldn't use an ultimate to force TP, personally.
Okay.
You know, so use your judgment. Use your judgment. It's going to be a case-by-case basis. Mostly trading backlines, but depends on the circumstance. And also, you're pretty good versus messing up JQ. You'll know it when you see it. Let's put it this way. I have yet to see a significant situation in this fight where you made a wrong read target priority, necessarily.
Okay.
Ha! It's me, Doom. Kitsune, tracked, I assume, maybe JQ?
Yeah.
Aw, it's unfortunate. What's the issue here? Who calls this engage?
My Sombra does.
And yet who's in?
Me.
Right.
I think I'm early.
Yeah. You actually punch her, I think. Yeah, she punched her to safety.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right. That one feels bad. Kind of goes to that first point you were talking about with the timing, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Okay, you deadlifted elsewhere. Good job. Let's keep going. Weird. I swear, every time I look at this map, there's always something weird in the walls.
Yeah.
Hold track, right?
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that punch. Doesn't mean you can't use punch. You just gotta have a good reason for it. Oh. I mean, this goes back to your first point, right? Your Sombra Tracer cannot be doing this without you. There's just no reason for it. There's just no reason. You know, I mean, that's a mistake on her end, but also, I mean, look at how low this Baptiste is.
Yeah.
One slam. That hurts, right? Something to talk about with your team. Should you be trading backlines here or going for Junker Queen?
I feel like I just have to kill people here.
I think so too. I think you got a freaking Baptiste.
Yeah,
so of course
it's
gonna be good cooldown value. It's mechanical. That's fine.
Yeah.
We can live with that. Still a good play. You're dead. Next fight. Okay. What do you think?
Bad.
How so?
I mean, I just jump in there like by myself. I don't even think we're set up yet.
Definitely not good. Sombra's engaged. Yeah. Tracer's not.
Yeah.
Now it's going to force Suzu. That's going to force punch. Your team is dead. As are you.
A lot of the time, I know I messed up because I forced my Kiriko to use Suzu.
Yeah. But it wasn't. You can see it wasn't a mechanical issue. It was a timing issue. That's it. Your Tracers in that engage, way scarier. Way scarier. Nice. Nice. Unlucky. So, 2 points of focus for your Doomfist. What do you got?
Get better mechanics. 2.
If the mechanics are an issue, mechanics could be better for sure. All right, so then now 3 things then, because if that's one of the 3, then there we go. Okay, so give me 2 more. What we talked about?
Remembering ults during the first cooldown cycle.
Ult track remembering for the first CD engage cycle. Yep. Okay. What else?
And timing with my DPS, making sure that I'm on their cycle.
With your DPS again on first cycle. If the mid fight gets hectic and you guys start to lose each other a little bit, that's okay. I just want to make sure that the first engage cycle looks clean. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Next code.
Yeah. This one's a bit of a funny one.
Is this the Sigma?
This is Sigma. This is Sigma into Brawl.
Okay. Good luck. Any specific questions about this, or just how do I play the matchup, or anything?
How do I just play the matchup?
Okay. What are your takes so far? What do you think?
My takes from my take from now is that if I see a Rhine, I'm just gonna match the Rhine and just diff the Rhine, and I'm not even gonna bother with the Sig.
Okay. Now, why were teams playing Sigma in the first place? Why was Sigma meta in Brawl?
I don't know. I just saw people do it in OWL and I copied them.
Okay, that's a great answer. I appreciate the honesty. Think about it though. Why would teams play? Sigma has received basically no serious buffs at all, right? And yet somehow he materialized like Palpatine. So how do you? Why?
I think it's because he can poke and he can do damage at close range. He has a stun. He has a mobile shield. And then he has his shift to where if he gets a wall or something, he can just press shift. And if they don't have a Sigma, then they can't send him out.
But has that not always been the case?
Yeah.
So why has it changed recently? Have we just finally solved Sigma? Consider the environment.
I think he feels good into Bastion.
That's it right there. That's it right there. Reinhardt does not feel so good into Bastion. Not bad, but not as good into Bastion. The question is Bastion strong enough anymore to justify the Sigma? 2 patches ago, yes. 1 patch ago, maybe. The Overwatch World Cup patch, right? This patch, not so sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're playing Sigma into Bastion, that's why you're playing Sigma.
Yeah.
Make sense? So for you, your priority is to utilize those strengths that you talked about earlier and to not get smoked by the enemy Reinhardt. Make sense?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. The bad news for you is that you don't have your own Bastion.
That's another question. So we've been just running the Sigma comp, and I think we should just be running Bastion if we run into a Brawl team now.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I don't know how strong Bastion is right now. That was the historical answer. You guys might have to find out if that is still applicable. But I imagine that's at least the old logic. So you guys need to test it to see if it's still applicable.
We scrimmed yesterday, and we were running the a Sim Sojourn, or not Sim Sojourn, like Sim May, I think.
Yep.
And we against the Brawl team, and we lost the first 2 maps on Samoa. Then we just switched Bastion, and we played the exact same way. We just had more. I don't know what it was.
Wall break.
Yeah. Like
Shield
the
break.
Ryan just couldn't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that like the problem with this comp right here is if you get walled, you are dead. Because you need your Bastion to break wall for you and punish the enemy Rhine. Because even if you like hold your shift, the problem with that is that Rhine will pin it. Or swing right through it and you're going to die anyway. So you need punch from behind. But okay. Nice. I have no idea what their Bastion was doing. I see this all the time. They get so greedy. They don't want to use that turret form. And then by the time they use it, so you got very lucky there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you play Sigma right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you play Sigma. And you can do that and then immediately follow up with that HP afterwards. Huge.
I have a Sigma question.
Please.
So once I press shift like that and I get like 200, 300 HP, whatever it is, I should be like just hard pressing W, right?
No. But you should be playing more. Do what you normally do, but do more of it.
Okay.
It's like imagine if you had a get out of jail free card, right? Like a IRL get out of jail free card. You wouldn't necessarily go out and commit a bunch of crimes, but you're less likely to get, you might speed a little bit. Not saying that that's wise, but So it just allows you a little bit more wiggle room with what you would normally do. That was an auspicious beginning. But the early pressure is so important, right? Like, because otherwise that Ryan will run you over. And it doesn't have to be on Ryan's shield. It just has to be on anything. Ryan shield. You guys are cooked.
Yeah.
It's a good shift, but it's just too much punish here. Now, what I will say is, remember, you're not playing here to shoot Reinhardt unless it's the only thing that you can shoot. Right now, you
be shooting like Bastion or something.
Yeah, you need to be zoning Bastion, Baptiste, May, anything along those lines. Not the right, because you're just not good enough at killing him fast enough.
Okay.
Good. This is good. This is good. And don't hesitate to use her rock there to stop the Rhine from pressing W if you see the opportunity. So like even here, so like right, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, but like right, you can rock this if you do it quickly enough. The timing has to be perfect, but yeah, you can.
I think I'm scared to rock there because I think he just lives the rock and I want to like secure a kill with it.
You don't need to secure a kill with it. You need to stop him from swinging.
Okay.
If he stops swinging because he's low, you're a better tank than he is.
Okay.
Because you could shoot and shield. He can't. You just need to deny them that pressure. This is useless because you know that he's not really pressing W. He's walled. He's going to hold shield. So we don't need to rock him. The rock, it will either get a kill or it will stop somebody from pressing W. Them pressing W right now is not happening. So it's pointless. Open up an angle here. Okay. Now they're not on Bastion anymore. So this is going to be a little bit trickier. Good. Good. Only thing here is mechanical mishap, right?
Yeah.
Where the ult is good. The shots need to hit force lamp earlier. I don't think disengaging there was bad. I would probably shift this, yep. But obviously, with the old economy, here's what I want you to do. I want you to drop shield here on your toes and then shift if necessary, or flash shield and back up and disengage.
Okay.
He just outplays you in terms of the CD trade here. I also don't know why you guys use Bs here either.
Me either.
So try and save your Sojourn, but then paperclip almost dies for it. Okay, that's okay. It happens. I think just screws up positionally and it kind of snowballs you guys, but that's okay. Okay. To be honest with you, you guys got extremely lucky here. They use Mei Wall, so you could spam. You use Mei Wall. I do not want you pushing here.
Okay.
Who wins this trade if you push?
Ryan.
Right. It's not like obviously it would depend on the old economy. Like if you guys had Mei ult and beat or whatever, and they didn't, then I get it. But they have not only Mei ult to mirror, but they also have a beat and they have a Rhine. Right. So as soon as you see this, I wouldn't even necessarily Mei wall the rotation. I would Mei wall the Rhine and just say, guys, let's go. Let's rotate the point. Let's play an open space as quickly as we can. Amp speed, whatever you got to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You need, if you're going to play this Sigma comp versus Rhine or Orisa or really anything, you need to create space and only brawl mid-fight. You want the brawl once they're low in CDs. They are not low in CDs right now. Mei wall for Mei wall, and that's it. And then you're cooked. I don't know how that lamp didn't catch you. Maybe it was behind the wall. Yeah, I was behind the wall. That sucks. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, let's see what we got. Like, I don't want to fight in here. I really don't want to fight in here.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're okay because Ryan's dead, but okay. Stay on her. I would not be worrying about point personally. Win the fight first, right? So if I see her swinging here, I'm gonna go right back and mirror her.
Okay.
Because you're worrying about point pressure, but point pressure doesn't matter right now, and so you're gonna lose this fight. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I've kind of given you enough insight into this matchup trade. So I want you to try to practice what we did with the Doomfist. And instead of me telling you, oh, you should try and do this, try this, I'm going to ask you questions. You tell me. All right?
Okay.
So how do you play this? It's rough, isn't it?
Yeah. Here I was trying to bait wall, but I feel like walking in against this comp is just hard.
So how are you going to do it?
Force wall.
How?
Try to. Right here I just walk back and forth and she misses.
Okay.
All right.
So let's say she doesn't miss. Let's say she doesn't miss. What do you do?
Hope my team can save me.
Okay. So what can you do to help your team save you? How can you be helpable?
I guess try to force them to not even play there. Just
okay.
Shoot my thing until they walk back, but I feel like that might not even work because they can just hold hands with their BAP and Lucio behind the cover.
Sure. So maybe try to poke a little bit extra. Think about your CDs. You're going to walk through the choke. You're going to get walled. What are they going to do?
They're going to pin. They're going to hold mouse 1 on me. They're going to amp on me.
So what are you going to do to stop that?
I have no clue.
Walk through
I also have no clue.
Well, think about it. Walk through the choke. Can you stop the pin?
With rock, yes.
Immediately, right? Immediately. As soon as you get walled, you immediately press rock, even if he doesn't press pin yet. Because the animation has to be done. Because if he doesn't pin during the rock animation, what's your team going to do to the wall?
Destroy it.
They're going to destroy it. So then what do?
Walk back.
You walk back and the pin opportunity is gone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you walk out with a little bit of shield, you spam, you feel wall, you rock immediately, then you press S. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. It's good, but bad.
Yeah.
Right? I like the idea. I like the early wall, even necessary to kind of like let you rotate. I don't mind the shield as much. Shield could have been placed a little bit closer, I think, but it's okay. But the wrong rock target. Because that wall is now broken, but you hit the wrong target. If he cancels pin to block rock, you live.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Yeah. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So what are the main takeaways so far? What are the things that you can like actionably practice? Obviously, we talked a lot about details, but what are some of the details or big things that have stood out the most to you?
I need to play for space more rather than just trying to brawl out the gate.
Versus what?
Versus the Ryan comp. And I need to think about my rock more.
Okay.
I think about it as just like the one shot combo. I don't think about it as like a stun necessarily. I need to think about it more of like a stun.
Right. Okay. What else? Those are two good ones.
That one fight where the Sojourn ulted, I think I did play point too early. I rushed point when I could have just like played my poke more.
Sure. So playing your poke more, thinking about playing your range more, thinking about your rock in the matchups more. Love to see it. Okay. wait. I'm sorry. We're good.
I mean, even think about it. He just spammed mouse 1.
It happens. You know what's funny though? It's actually not that bad that happened because look at the matchup again, right? Imagine if you guys had taken TP. Scary. I'm going to be honest with you here. If your Mei, your Sim, and your BAP hit your shots on different angles here, you will be able to make it very uncomfortable for them. Does that make sense? And you also have to keep in mind they don't have a Mei wall for you either. I really don't think that you guys are at that much of a disadvantage here because there are some decent spam angles here. But you guys got to get pressure on that Sim or the Sojourn or the BAP or whatever. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I do think a little bit of this needs to be we got to get that mechanic going. Okay. There you go. You didn't die instantly. I don't even mind the rock that you did when you TP'd first because you just want to make sure that I don't get pinned, right?
Yeah.
And if he pins later, at that point in time, he's already lost too much HP. so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's living that initial spike, right? That's the scary part. Now you guys are set up, so even if they do TP to point, in theory, you guys should be equipped for it. Early pressure, early pressure, early pressure. This right here, so let me put this in context for you. That right there, unforgivable.
Okay.
This right here, unforgivable. Every shot needs to hit. I don't care if it's Shield, Sem, Lucio, Bap. Every shot needs to hit. I need an angle, and I need pressure. Use the cover. Again, what do you think about that rock?
Probably. I think depending on who it hits, it could be good, but maybe not right there.
Well, why not?
Well, it hits Orion, so I don't get the combo.
But you do again. You're thinking too much about the combo.
Okay.
Right? What does this guy want to do immediately out of TP? You see it, right?
Hold
Look at his
W.
perspective.
Yeah, he wants
You
to
see
hold
it?
W.
You see that BAP?
Yeah.
And now look at BAP. You got me? That's you.
Yeah.
You did that. It's good. It's like you want to stop them from pressing W. Remember that? The first thing we talked about?
Yeah.
And when do they want to press W? Well, obviously right now. So you're either going to spam them until they walk and amp speed or whatever, then you rock them, or you're going to wait for them to take a TP because this is when they're the most dangerous. So you shut down this push with that rock. Good. And now, yes, he could theoretically pin and you won't have rock for it, but I don't think he will. Why?
Because his team is already too low.
Everybody's torched right now. So even if he does pin, it's not going to feel good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nice job. Really nice job. The early pressure was not done mechanically well, but you had the right idea, and you hit the rock when it mattered. Do it again.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm kind of getting on you for the mechanics is because I think it's really easy to get lazy with Sigma shots, right? Just kind of like throw them in the direction, but you really need to like right there. That was good. Not good. Good. Oh, you guys got smoked. Understandable. I understand. She was very aggressive. She hit her with a rock, she dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just bad play from your team, to be honest with you. It happens, don't worry about it. Oh, no. Disaster. Disaster.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. It happens. We don't worry about it. We don't worry about it. We saw nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think this is going to work.
It didn't work.
Why not, though? Why not, though? Again, think about the matchup, right?
I mean, we don't force anything. We don't, we don't.
What's your advantage with this comp, right? What's your advantage?
Our range.
Your range, right? So you've not been able to use any of that range to whittle down cooldowns or force down resources. So they're allowed to force a brawl immediately. Now, the good news is that you have the flux for it, right? But the problem is that flux is going to force an ultimate, and that's it. You're done. Yeah, that's it. You're dead, right? You have nothing else to add on top of that, and they do. So what would you do instead? What would you do instead?
I would just walk main and force them to walk back.
Walk main. What are they going to use when you guys walk main? You're going to spam, force some CDs, but then they're going to press W and they're going to press what?
B, or they're going to press OC.
Right? Or Simwall, right? You don't know. So then what are you going to do? You're going to flux, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what are they going to do?
After I flux,
you're going to press an ultimate, right? Another ultimate.
Yeah.
It's going to be B. So we're still probably talking at a lost fight, but the difference is that you actually have forced 2 ultimates or maybe even 3 ultimates and created opportunities for you guys to get a pick, right?
Yeah.
You go to point, it's an ult for ult, and you lose. At least that's how it should be. Might not be. Maybe they over ult here, but they could really just press beat here and just, see, this is just a disaster. They didn't even beat. And now they do beat just to guarantee it, and it's over. Good rock, by the way, but it doesn't matter.
Oh.
That's it.
Do you mind if I go open the door for my girlfriend real quick?
No, go for it.
Okay, I'll be right back.
No worries.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. So yeah, I think in general, maybe you and your team need to keep an eye on abusing your range in this matchup if you do end up playing it. And I think it's important to note as well that, like, obviously this is something, maybe you guys just move on to Reinhardt and this entire VOD review is irrelevant. Well, no, actually not, because this is just Overwatch fundamentals, right? Like, there will be a time when you guys are playing, like, let's say you guys are playing Sojourn versus Bastion. How do you play that matchup, right? Well, how do you play, let's say you're playing Hanzo and they're playing Reaper, right? Like, it's something that will always come up. So it's up to you guys to be able to recognize those situations whenever possible.
Yeah.
Because this feels good. Especially if you guys hit your shots. This is going to feel good. You guys don't have any ults here, so maybe you still lose. But look at this, right? Feels terrible for them. Look at that. Oh, good Mei wall. Bing chilling. Useless. Right? Useless. And that sim almost died. And now you guys are close to ults. I mean, that's just a Sojourn shot, right? It happens. I think you guys should be pleased about that. You have a rock to catch. You ready for it? Don't gamble. No gambling.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say not no gambling, but probably not reasonable to gamble there. Now, the tragic thing is here is now you guys might actually have to TP to point. But at least you have a Mail. At least you have a Flux. Who should you be rocking on this rotation?
Probably just the Ryan.
Probably the Ryan. Probably the Ryan. I want you to watch this Ryan's ult charge.
Jesus, he's at 70 here? Oh my god. Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest with you here. Maybe the play here is to rotate and then have like your Lucio touch at the last point. Because again, you walk into that Ryan and there is not a character in the game that can do this much damage this quick. I mean, that is like at like what is that, like 1,500 damage, 1,600 damage?
Yeah.
In like 1 second. Fat 4K fire strike, 3-man cleave swing, and then a 3-man shatter. Like that is you can't do anything versus that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what were you saying with your Sigma? I we could focus on team play here, but let's just be selfish with it, right? What do you need to work on?
Hitting my shots, mechanics again.
Mechanics.
Making sure I'm not wasting, like just holding down mouse 1.
I guess that's the key thing. Mechanics, like don't turn brain off just because you can.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Sigma as well is there's partial credit, right? Let's talk about that. Because the thing with Sigma is it's so easy to be like, it's a lot like a Reaper, right? Where like you can hit a headshot from a mile away, technically, right?
I saw that clip yesterday,
Yeah. But this one here, it's the same thing, right? So like, if this is your target here, look at that damage, right?
Yeah.
Look at that damage, right? It's doing damage, right? But then that's a lot different than, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot different.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. I mean, that's so much more damage. So I think it's very easy when you're playing Sigmas to kind of get in this mindset that you could just kind of turn off your brain with your mechanics, and that's not going to fly. And I also think the reason why it's important as well is because obviously the volleys are quite difficult to land in many circumstances. Like especially if you're like looking to hit a direct that's not out your explosion radius, right? So like if I'm trying to hit this tracer here, right? This is freaking hard. Like I have to like actually smoke her. Otherwise, I'm going to miss this shot. So it's really important when you're playing Sigma. Just because you're getting like the hit markers, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're aiming your shots as well as you ought to. So you got to keep focused, especially with how often you shoot the shots over and over and over and over again. You got to maintain focus. Okay, so turn off brain with your mechanics. What else?
Use rock as stun for when they want to press W or when they want to do anything. I can just stop them.
Now that also goes the other way too, right? Because what if you are the one that wants to press W?
I have to either juke the rock or play around the corner.
Okay, so you're thinking about the enemy. I need to clarify. I mean, what about when you are the one that's pressing W?
Oh, like in
you
that
get what I'm saying? Well, just in any matchup, right? Think about it this way. When the enemy is Sigma, if you're pushing forward on the enemy Sigma and he presses shift, you're going to rock him. When you're pushing a squishy, you're going to rock him, right? That's that simple. So rock is to stop people from pressing W on you or to enable you
My W.
pressing W.
Yeah.
Because that's when that one-shot combo happens, when you're taking a space and pushing forward. So I think of it as either allow you to go forward or stop the enemy team from going forward on you. And depending on the circumstance, depends on how you want to use it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Those are the main ones.
Just remember to play range and not initiating the brawl immediately.
Focusing on reading the range matchup versus enemy composition. Yeah. Forcing that brawl with the Ryan. I mean, let's say we did the same thing with the Orisa. The Orisa would not have really punished you, but she would have gone right past you and murdered your backline over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's like you really want to kind of utilize that range matchup as much as you can. I don't think there's really anything that Sigma is going to outrange every tank, right? So generally it's going to be playing a little bit more of a pokier style, but obviously you have to factor in your comp. Like if you're playing like versus a Zarya comp with double sniper and you're playing like Reaper May Sigma, then you're probably going to want to close the distance. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No, I think you literally answered all of my questions. I had a bunch of questions, but I think you answered all of them.
Good. So if any questions come up that you forgot or anything like that, just message me directly. And I'll be happy to get back to you. Now, I want to point out one thing. For the Sigma, I think towards the end, you got a better idea of what you needed to be doing, right? Like how you need to be positioning, how you need to be taking the fights. So you were doing a better job of coaching yourself. I was still doing most of the coaching. But I want to remind you that Doomfist, you did 85% of the coaching.
Okay.
You have that capability with characters that you're comfortable with. You did a pretty darn good job. You just need to practice it more. You just need to practice it more. And notice as well that what we didn't do is we didn't even, like when you did something good, when you did something bad, all we asked was like, what do you think? Was that good? Was that bad? Could that have been done better? Was there a better target? Was there a better way to use your CDs, right? It was just a second guessing a little bit of everything. And obviously it was a little bit slow, but you don't have to do that very often, I would say.
Yeah.
It was just something that you would do, once or every couple of weeks just to give yourself a couple of goals and then you move on.
Okay.
All right, mate. Any other questions come up, don't hesitate to message me.